Hello everyone! Today we're going to be recapping everything that's gone on in the Mario Kart Wii TAS community in April 2025. Let's get into it! This month started with April Fool's Day, which has been described as the TAS community's annual holiday, during which 9 videos were posted. First was Police's Lap 1 TAS of the retro custom track GCN Rainbow Road. It was a completely real TAS featuring slope boosting and had been in the works since May 2023. Tracing back is one of the earliest examples of it being utilized before its universal acceptance as useful tech in 2024. 90 minutes later, pandemic-era TASer Dylan796 came out of the grave to post a 2008-style Strat compilation, which seems completely innocent until you notice the fake DS Delfino Square Ultra shortcut utilizing Moonjump code. 90 minutes after that, TAS Comp regular Aylx uploaded a TAS of the joke custom track Umbreon's Roller Coaster Cringe Edition. That's all I really have to say about it. 1 hour later, I uploaded a new Ultra shortcut on iconic custom track Mushroom Peaks, which was made possible with help from Epic95 and Michael. There's an entire backstory on how it came about, how we snuck it into the CTGP Christmas update, and how I came to discover the wall clip stacking tech used in the final TAS. So if you're interested in reading about that, it's in that video's description. 2 hours after that, 315C uploaded an interesting TAS of SNES Mario Circuit 3 by doing, well, I'll let you watch it first. Yeah, so he just used a vehicle mod which gives the Bitbike ridiculously high handling, allowing you to turn tighter than a drift while still in a wheelie, and since Bitbike has exceptional turning speed stats, it can do so without any speed loss. Overall, a pretty hilarious subversion of what we've come to expect from April Fool's runs. Only 11 minutes later, César uploaded a TAS demonstrating a new shroom spot, which funnily enough may not have even been new, as there were multiple claims that it had already been discovered. 3 hours after that, TomCube uploaded a TAS of GCN Waluigi Stadium. Wait, no, DS Waluigi Stadium? Oh, clever use of the MKDS Mini Turbo code! Finally, 4 hours later, ellucinea uploaded a TAS of custom track Lee's Lesbian River in Missouri, and oh boy did you go all out on the super sighting. And the input display! While editing this video, I actually found one more TAS that was intended as part of April Fool's, but was uploaded a day late. Spark41 uploaded a TAS of the classic finish a race before the race starts using a cannon. I wouldn't say all-time greatest April Fool's Day, but definitely one to remember. Now, in the regular tracks. On April 5th, Monster uploaded the long-awaited Bowser's Castle No Ultra 3-lap featuring 3-for-3 end cuts. The TAS was made mainly by Monster, but with contributions dating back to late 2020 from Marth, Ejay B, Jellopuff, and Romolius. Nearly 5 years have passed since Ancient found the one-stream ending cut with Bullet Bike, Ejay B got it with Mark Bike, and then he and Monster got it with Flame Runner. Several attempts were made to complete a full run, but it took until outside drifting bikes were proving slower that this finally came to pass. Notable in this run is the super grind at the end of laps 1 and 2. A flat variant of the strat had been done with ODB in 2022 and IDB in 2023, both by myself. But Monster showed it to be doable in a 3-lap setting, which had been theorized as far back as 2020 by CF and Matt. A week later, on April 13th, Alego11 uploaded a 198 millisecond improvement to Luigi Circuit No Glitch 3-lap, with help from Corvid, Ejay B, Ego, Sorry, César, and Marth. Other than an improved start slide and better optimization, the main improvement came from the new ramp strat, which I went over in the January recap. Check that out if you want to know more about it. On the same day, Marth found that charging a mini turbo from the boost panel when landing from the path switch is faster, which had been shown to be faster on that path as early as 2021, but was more difficult to apply to the path switch given the drastically different angle. A few hours later, Monster managed to improve on Marth's strat, giving a significantly better angle entering the cave. From April 14th to 18th, Monster proved the GBA Bowser Castle 3 Ultra shortcut to be 3-lap viable once again. For context, it was 3-lap viable with Flame Runner back in 2022, until super hopping obsoleted both its 3-lap viability and the Ultra itself, before Justin made it faster again. Several people theorized the possibility of it still being 3-lap viable, but Monster's calculations showed it was 300 milliseconds slower in its current state. On the 14th, he showed a potential strat he found in June 2024 which allowed him to get onto the blocks without stopping the super hopping sequence. But unfortunately, it wasn't able to get the first key checkpoint skip. On the 17th, he showed the ultra-only ramp shortcut to be possible shroomless, which alone saved about half a second, possibly making the ultra faster. But then, on the 18th, he got the faster first key checkpoint skip, eliminating any doubt that the ultra is slower. Finally, on April 27th, Corvid uploaded the 285 millisecond improvement to the N64 Sherbetland No Glitch 3-lap uploaded at the very end of last year. Improvements included using Baby Daisy instead of Toadette, some slightly better micro-optimizations, and Ejay B's slip drift strat covered back again in the January recap. Although 4 custom track TASes were uploaded on April 1st alone, there were still 7 others published throughout the month. First, on April 8th, Spark41 uploaded a TAS of Loop Mountain. Then, on April 14th, Karson uploaded their second ever TAS, a lap 1 of Cubing Conundrum. On April 16th, we saw 3 different TASes. TomCube uploaded a TAS of Rock Climbing with Lakitu, featuring many really clever acceleration and deceleration techniques. Tactical uploaded a preliminary flap TAS of Kanoko Cave using super hopping, ODM, and the out of bounds mushroom shortcut. And Spark41 uploaded another TAS, this time on Decayed Temple. On April 19th, Clem's Plays uploaded a 3-lap TAS of Shy Guy Lumberco, which I believe doesn't beat the RTA world record, but according to him, he is working on improving it, so good luck to you! Finally, on April 30th, Karson came back to improving his Cubing Conundrum Lap 1 by 155 milliseconds. It's great to see TASers return to a previous project, as it helps show you're improving in skill over time. In the Mario Kart Wii TAS competition, there are 2 tasks run in April. First, the annual April Fool's task, created by myself and hosted by QC and ellucinea, had you complete various objectives on 2 different tracks, with the catch being, if you shared anything, such as the tracks you used, or the number of mini-turbos or tricks you performed, you would be penalized a second each for how many things you shared per person. This was a really crazy concept based on the 2020 and 2022 April Fool's tasks from the SM64 TAS competition, and saw people getting up to 20 seconds in penalties. The task was won by LirWm, who managed to out-optimize other competitors who focused more on avoiding penalties. Next, Task 7, created by TomCube, ellucinea Flurry, myself, and Gayraboo, and hosted by ellucinea, had you playing on We Play Tanks, using a Mii, the bullet bike, and item boxes, and throwing bombs at tanks and mines throughout the course. In a narrow victory, the task was won by Sumbro and myself, by holding multiple items, doing precise long throws, and hitting a mine and a tank with the same explosion. The modded TASing scene also saw unusually high activity, though by high I mean 3, and 3 TASes is more than usual. On April 8th, Tactical celebrated 200 subscribers by uploading a compilation of the top 10 shortcuts on 50cc. Congrats on 200 subscribers! On April 14th, 315C uploaded another TAS using the Gimmick Vehicle mod, this time using Bullet Bike on GBA Shy Guy Beach to perform a no-ultra flap. In this mod, the Bullet Bike has its wheel hitbox spheres far separated from the vehicle body hitbox spheres, giving it the ability to superside trivially. On April 26th, Arthur uploaded a 200cc TAS of Grumble Volcano Unrestricted Flap, achieving a ridiculous 1.274. The TAS is nearly identical to the 1.441 vanilla run by Jellopuff and Ejay B, aside from the brief spurt of 180 speed right at the very end, giving the extra 167 milliseconds of time save. Last recap, I said that if 5 TAFs were published in April, I would rank them here. There were 5 TAFs uploaded in April. If you count a TAF compilation and 3 videos of someone messing around with tools as TAFs, which for the sake of being able to do this, I do. Let's start at the very bottom. Number 5. RMG029's Maple Treeway All Laps TAF. The main drawbacks here are its 5-minute length, lack of anything really happening besides driving and spamming mushrooms, and repetitiveness due to being 3 full laps of driving. There are some interesting things, however. You have your out-of-bounds driving, and you have your shortcuts. At number 4, RMG029's second Mushroom Gorge All Laps TAF. This has similar issues, but I placed it higher due to it being only 4 minutes long, having a much higher frequency of strats performed, and the strats performed being much more interesting. For example, wall riding, weird mushroom bounces, and this! At number 3, RMG029's first Mushroom Gorge All-Lapse TAF. This again has similar issues, but I placed it above the other MG TAF due to it being only 3 minutes long, being less repetitive, and containing more fresh ideas. Do keep in mind that these runs would not have been made with the intention of being judged, but for fun, so it's a bit unfair to judge at face value. They were brave enough to make something they were proud of. If you think you can do better, consider trying your hand at taffing. Maybe you'll find you enjoy it too. In the number 2 spot, kubotenCH's TAFs number 1. This is immediately better, as we have a fast-paced compilation of proper TAF clips. There's nothing wrong with this, it just doesn't match what comes next. Deservedly, in number 1, Skip's Chemex Library TAF. While this technically wins by default as the only traditional full-length TAF, I'd say if it had been put against other TAFs, it would have taken a very good TAF to beat it out anyway. Now, after claiming no TAFs were made in March, I was informed by Jellopuff that he had made a TAF, specifically the Lap 2 of Gaberbu's disqualification in Task 5. I wasn't considering TAS Comp submissions when making that claim, but just to appease him, let's finish these results the exact same way we would in TAS Comp, with the DQs. So, getting disqualified for releasing the TAF in March, not April, we have Jellopuff's Kart TAF from Task 5. You can see this either by watching the stream VOD or by watching the short segment I gave it in my Task 5 analysis video. It's a really entertaining run. Would it have been enough to beat Skip? I guess we'll never know. Speaking of analysis videos, this month I uploaded my final one as I decided I won't be continuing the series. In it, I analysed my 4th place result in Task 6, going over the concerningly low amount of time I spent, while still managing to beat plenty of others who spent an equally low amount of time. And that's it for this month! Thank you so much for watching, and apologies for such a delay on this video. It being almost July, you hopefully won't have to wait long for next month's video, where I cover all that happened in May. See you then!